Welcome back to Game Time, everybody. It is just me and Owen once again here virtually from our homes. Summer has been tremendously long. I don't know if it's been long for you, Owen, but it feels like it's been an eternity. I'm just ready to get back to campus and actually in front of a real camera so we can actually do this show properly. Danica is unfortunately working and doing a lot of busy stuff over the summer, and good for her, honestly. She's getting her master's, so we'll give her the time that she needs. Hopefully later on in August, I think she said her semester ends, so hopefully we can figure something out and get all three of us on here. But that being said, Owen, how are we doing?
We're doing pretty well. Summer's been a little bit stormy. It's been raining here and there, but
Yeah.
been able to get out and fish when I've had the time, which is good. That's important. I've been working a little bit here and there. I worked the World Cup, which came to not only North America, but Philly. It was in our backyard, in my backyard, over at the link. And so they had like a big fan fest at Lemon Hill. So I worked at the store there, sold a lot of jerseys and whatnot. And yeah, since then I've been back on the grind,
Yeah.
searching and fishing when I'm not searching.
Can't go wrong with some fishing, right?
Dude, yeah, it's primal, man. It unlocks something in you. Yeah.
I need to do it more, honestly. I haven't done it in so long.
Everybody should. People who hate on fishing and hunting are people that have never gone fishing and hunting.
Yeah, I've been golfing a lot, so I've been doing that
That's
instead.
good. Golf,
Yeah.
dude, golf is fun. If I had couple more dollars, I'd probably be hitting the course more often. But yeah, man, that's luckily for me. All the fishing stuff that I have, I already have like enough of it. You know what I mean? If I was golfing stuff, I'd have to go buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to take you sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, we gotta go. Golfing is good. Golfing is fun.
Gotta go. But with that being said, we kind of had to make this episode like this week, considering some crazy stuff that has happened recently.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that.
A lot is happening in the sports world.
So we got give you guys a little bit of recap over the summer. We finally found a time for all of us to come together, or most of us to get together and get this thing started. So we should start off. I guess you talked about working at the World Cup. It was in America, or in North America, so that was pretty cool. So would you like to? I didn't watch too many of the games, but I know you were working it a ton, and I know you're a big soccer guy. So give us a quick rundown, and I can throw my input in whenever.
Yeah, I think for those of us that didn't keep up with the World Cup, I can fill everybody in. The U.S. was a huge talking point for sure. When you look at the world of soccer, why do Americans not care? Well, we're not very good, right? We're not promoting the MLS on TV. We're not promoting other leagues as much on TV, and our own farm system isn't that good. And I think that it showed in this World Cup, Noah. I think that we saw some unbelievable teams from Norway, Brazil. Portugal had some players. Obviously, Spain and France, the top two in the world. Argentina,
just a bunch of dogs.
Being carried by the GOAT Messi, but playing dirty along the way. There were a lot of fun teams and a lot of stories following those teams. But the biggest story of all was the U.S. men's national team and their horrible, horrible defeat against Belgium. If I think I was going to sum up the World Cup in one word for the Americans, it would have to be disappointment. Disappointment. Yes, the World Cup, although exciting, although I enjoyed many of the games leading up to the final, leading up to and including the semifinal and the final, were both electric. Both of the semifinals. Now we had the third place game was what I was referencing there, the 6-4 game. There were two semifinals on either side. I meant the third place game and then the final were super electric. You had both sides of soccer. You had 6-4 and then you had 1-0, right? But both still super exciting. I gotta ask you, if you didn't get to see U.S. men's national team, you did get to see the final, right?
Yes.
You got to see. All right, good.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Because that was, if you're gonna see one game, that's the game to see. Those are the two best teams.
I did. I mean, I'm not I didn't for Team USA, I definitely like would put it on my phone when I were playing like here and there, but I would never like sit down and watch a full game because
Right.
I don't know. It's just like soccer is like interesting, but then there's like it gets really like dull, and then you're just like, okay, why am I watching people do cardio for about 5 minutes? But I thought from what I've heard from the past with like the USA national team, it's like I was like, wow, we've actually performed, like we did something, but it almost seemed like in that Belgium game, it's almost like the lights were too bright,
I think that's what it
almost
was. Yeah.
a lack of
It looked like a JV
experience.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lack of experience. They didn't really know what to do. Belgium is obviously a more what's the word? They're used to it. They know what they're doing.
They're more experienced. They're
Yeah.
more physical. They're stronger on the ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're more confident,
Yeah.
man.
I remember watching the goalie do the little remember the Giants kicker at the time? Was it Koo that did that at the time? Where he kicks the turf instead, or kicks the grass instead of the ball, and then oh man, yeah, that just kind of wraps up the whole thing about the
I
lights being too
completely
bright.
forgot that Young Wei Koo did that, bro. That was hilarious. And like, plus it's like, because think about Young Wei Koo's was worse.
Oh yeah,
Because Matt Freese was going to play the ball and looked up, and there was a guy there, so he didn't play it. But then the other guy just took it from him. But Young Wei Koo, it's like, why didn't he kick it through the uprights, man? I completely forgot about that. That's actually so good. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
That's crazy. That was your first thought when you saw him do that.
I remember it was just like it was like perfect. It was oh man, you know where my football mind goes. But with the final between Spain and Argentina, man, I mean, going the entire 90 minutes without putting a shot on net. Meanwhile, your goalie is like, dude, what are we doing? Can the ball stop being on our half? He had 11, 12 saves in that game or something.
Yeah, Emi Martinez was definitely electric. I think he set a new record for World Cup final.
Yeah,
for saves. He definitely did his part. Argentina could not get anything going offensively, dude.
Yeah.
Spain was shelling them, and they had their game plan set out defensively. They weren't letting them in. So yeah.
And then the red card and the extra time made it. Yeah. It's like everything and anything that this magical Argentinian run that they had. It's just like they lost all of their magic, all of their devil's voodoo magic or whatever that they had going on.
Spain was prepared, man.
Yeah,
they were ready for it. They were ready for anything.
I do agree that I do feel like the right country won, and I do think it would have been interesting to see how France would have lined up against Spain, but just not how the bracket works. So. I'm assuming Ronaldo and Messi. I mean, we already know Ronaldo was done after this year. I'm assuming Messi's also done after this as well. Yeah. It's every refresh me, every 2, 4. Okay, yeah. So he's definitely
Women's World Cup is right after. They're next year, so I think anybody that was upset about the U.S. men's national team should take those feelings and carry them over to the Women's World Cup and root for the ladies because they do not shy away from the moment. There's never really been lights too bright. They kind of step up when the pressure's on. I think back to growing up watching Carly Lloyd and Rose Lavelle when she was young, her first couple of years on the team, and some of those other teams. Abby Wambach was just a freak of nature up top. Like nobody can really compete with us when it comes to women's soccer.
Oh yeah.
I've like way more like just positive memories of all these players just destroying other teams. So any soccer fans that were upset with that last World Cup, get ready for the Ladies World Cup because
they're going to dominate.
We will be very, very good. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't even say like disappointment though, because like in history,
that game against Belgium.
Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was
historically, bad. We didn't do too poorly. We made it to a round. That's the furthest we've ever made it, that round. But, bro, that game against Belgium, bro,
that was so bad.
It's stuck in people's heads for 4 years.
It was kind of embarrassing, I won't lie.
Matt Freese kicking the ground, and then Tim Ream missing the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 years.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in 4 years they can. They're used now. They know what the moment's like, and hopefully they can grow off of that.
Dude, hopefully in 4 years the King has brought a championship to Philly.
Who said that? even though he only has 2 years on his contract.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. Our perfect segue away from the World Cup and into NBA basketball. This offseason has been marked by a number of things. The biggest one was Jaylen Brown.
Yes, for Paul George. That was...
We acquired the Celtics 1A.
Mm-hmm.
And in return, we gave them
a massive contract that they have to pay for now.
Yeah, it was kind of like, let's think about it.
Yeah.
What's Paul George worth? A first, maybe? So they overpaid for Paul George, and we got Jaylen Brown in the prime of his career.
Mm-hmm. Who was in the MVP race last year. So.
Bro, for real. Yeah. I was a big stan on that up until I looked, looked closer at the advanced analytics, and, maybe he won't be our 1A per se. But look, we'll definitely be using Jaylen Brown and LeBron James out in transition. Tyrese Maxey already likes to run. BJ Edgecombe already likes to run. We drafted LeBaron Filan, a young, slender guard that can run.
Yeah.
This team is going to be fun. Joel Embiid is playing on 0 knees. 0 knees. That's A-okay.
I saw...
we're going to be running. We're going to be playing a different brand of basketball this season.
I mean... You better, or else. I mean, this is just like the definition. This almost looks identical to the 2020 Lakers. I saw something online that compared the two teams, and I mean, they're pretty close to it.
I don't know.
Maybe not fully, but somewhat similar. But
we have better ball handlers. I think
what was already becoming a extremely stacked Eastern Conference has now become even more stacked. Because I mean, we saw what Giannis went to Miami. That was another big one.
Yes.
Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, I honestly thought LeBron was going to go to Miami after Giannis went to Miami.
You have to remember, though, that Miami, to get Giannis, gave up basically their whole team. So it's Giannis, Bam Adebayo, and
yeah, they're gonna have quite the depth problem in Miami. Is what that's like the word around the league at the moment, but. I'm more interested to see if Giannis adapts to his new environment. He's coming from a place where it's a city that gave him everything, and in return, he brought them a championship, but he did it with tremendous role players.
Yeah.
And arguably the best defensive point guard that the league's ever seen that season in Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Drew Holiday was just like a beast. In the playoffs, he was just like ripping the ball off of guys' hands and blocking people in those final 2 minutes of those series. So, with him not having that security blanket, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what Miami comes up with this year. I think they're gonna struggle in a very packed East. Cleveland coming off a big year, they're gonna be looking for some redemption as well. They gave a ton of money to Mr. Mitchell.
They did. So, they still James Harden is still a free agent, by the way. So we'll see if they bring we'll see if they bring him back. But
yeah, CIA's just operative James Harden. We have to wait for like something. The government's going to do something bad, and then James Harden will make a move. That's what always happens.
But I mean the Knicks are coming off of an incredible finals run. The city exploded and. and I mean they're ready. Their team's not going to change, so they're going to be even more experienced as a unit. It was really funny. Like I want to make a note about that finals. It was like the youngest team in the NBA that was built strictly off of draft picks and like really like well coached team. And then you have the Knicks, who are a team that was created from a bunch of trades, free agencies, just a team full of, I guess you could say, misfits, where their previous team didn't really want them. And it's cool how you could have success in a league that has been kind of just like, oh, tanking is no longer going to be a thing, yada, yada, yada. Like, it's cool to see that two teams can be dynasties coming off of two different strategies. So I thought that was really cool to like look at during these finals.
The Knicks and who's the other one?
The Spurs. Their young team off of strictly draft picks, basically.
Yeah, I think they were I think the Spurs were more fortunate. You know what I mean? I think
guess, yeah.
they lucked out with getting Wemby, and then that next draft with Harper,
Yeah.
like just that being like one of the most stacked drafts I've ever seen
Yeah.
in the history of the NBA. So they, I mean, them committing to those picks and them working out there's definitely something to be said for that. I love what Jalen Brunson did in New York. You know, they went and they got all their guys, and he took the huge pay cut, and he's inspired Wemby to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something else with the new model, man. The Thunder with all these picks, they're just gonna keep being good. They're
never gonna not be good,
and then they're just gonna they're gonna continue to be good. Some other things happening around the league. Some young guys. I wanted to ask you about LaMelo Ball, bro, because the Hornets have been making a lot of moves. Players leaving, players joining, but LaMelo Ball is free. He goes to Minnesota. Minnesota actually dished Randall. Julius Randall is going to be.
I thought it was
spending time in purgatory in Brooklyn, but
and they got rid of Reed as well.
How about yes, and Naz Reid, the Hornets, yeah. So how about LaMelo Ball, man? So he's been in the media for a long time. He's a funny character. I don't run it. Right? And his dad is very funny. He's missing a foot now, and that hasn't stopped him from being a positive and in the media and a great influence on his sons. So if we're gonna keep seeing more of LaMelo Ball now with Anthony Edwards, what does that mean for the NBA, bro? Are you excited?
That's a scary backcourt. I know a lot of people. Like.
Yeah, for the Minnesota nightclubs for sure.
Yeah, right. I know a lot of people hear LaMelo Ball and they think like it's like, oh, he's going to draw so much media attention. He's kind of like a drama queen. You know, he's got this big personality. But you know who else does? Anthony Edwards. He is just
so it's going to cancel out.
You would think, right? But it's also like Melo, his spacing plus how well he moves the ball around. He's a very like playmaking guard, and then you have Ant, who is just like this physical specimen who is just disgusting and tearing up the league. I think that they'll work honestly like perfectly together. So I think that as long as they can just not have drama, which is kind of hard to say with those two, I think they'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say no drama in Charlotte in general. I mean, that's a ragtag bunch down there, and that's one of my favorite franchises because of the ceiling is the roof, Michael Jordan. But obviously, you know, Con Knipple is a super intriguing player, and they've surrounded the Duke man with felons, right? People, not felons, I'm just kidding. but like Miles Bridges, who's no longer there. Right? He just went to the Suns, but that Charlotte group was like last season, you know, getting into fights with teams and problems in the locker room. But then second half of the season spun it around and we're blowing teams out and went on a crazy run. So it's like, whoa, did they put it together? So seeing that team and following those players, it's like they never really had one true alpha male leader. Like, no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to take everybody by the reins and steer that rowdy ship around. I think that Ant's going to do that for LaMelo. I think they're going to be a fun team in the West.
Yeah. The West, it's like the West I don't even think they really got much weaker. It's just like the East got stronger.
Well, yeah, really. The East improved a little bit, but I think that just means that the race at the top is going to be just as tight as it was last year, if not tighter. I think the Pistons regress. And the Celtics obviously are going to regress big time.
Oh, for sure. I don't think the Celtics realize how big Jaylen Brown was to their team. Like, I think they overlooked them for so long.
I think they realized they just didn't care. They were that's Boston, bro. Like you can't attitude and big shot loudmouth Boston. They're just going to do it.
Well, we'll see what Paul George does in Boston. We'll see how the city takes him in.
You know, man, I'm gonna be if he like plays well and they win stuff.
You realize you guys have LeBron, right? Like you have LeBron on 2 years on a vet minimum. You understand how insane that is?
We have a lot of. I just said alpha, right? Anthony Edwards is the alpha over there in Minnesota. We got too many alphas. We have LeBron now. We have LeBron and Jaylen Brown, two alphas. We have Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Who's always wanted to be like the guy, even when he's not on the court. Tyrese Maxey. This is Tyrese Maxey's team. That's whose team this is. Ask any Sixers fan, everybody's going to tell you that. BJ Edgecombe still believes he's the best player in his draft. I mean,
hate to
Flag
say
is
it.
better.
Flag is better.
But I love BJ Edgecombe, and I love that he believes that, and he's a dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just a lot of big personalities on this team. I think the Mavericks aren't going to have that problem. I think the Mavericks are gonna have a nice bounce back season. They made it with restart Shea and getting the first round pick. They also don't have to worry about Middleton anymore.
Yeah, I forgot he left. Clay left too, right? I don't remember if Clay left or not. But either way, we seemed much younger. We seemed. I'm excited for a new coach. It kind of sucked to watch Jason Kidd leave because he never really got a real shot with the Mavericks. I mean, he had that one finals run. And
Clay's not done yet, but the trade buzz is still growing.
Yeah. Well, I feel Jason Kidd, he had that one run with Luka and that squad, and then we shipped Luka away.
That squad was nuts.
I know.
I'll never forget it, bro. Just Luka. Oh man, I'll never forget it. They literally made a finals run. It was like it was just like sunning Devin Booker, just kicking the ball out to 3-point. Gosh, Reggie Bullock and Maxi Kleba and Dorian Finney-Smith, bro, they're like all shooting 43% shoot threes. It was
the perfect team, and then Nico Harrison just blew it up, and then Jason Kidd couldn't really get the team back on track, and the next he's gone. We got the Michigan head coach back in, and
Nico Harrison is friends with Rob Pelinka, and those two partnered with Adam Silver, did a little ritual around a table, and they were like, listen, you guys can have the first round pick, you guys can do this trade, blah, blah. Blibbity blah blah. This is all rigged anyway. It doesn't matter. Bread and circumstances, right? So it's like, no, I'm just kidding. But look, at the end of the day, you can't tell me that the Mavericks didn't rig that. Come on, man.
Yes, it's very, very convenient that we traded away our generational talent to the Lakers and then still got the first round pick with a 1.8% chance. Yeah, no, we get it. We know.
Yeah, and then LeBron was on ESPN the next day, and he was like, or not the next day, but after, he was like, kid from Akron, Cleveland got the first round pick. Nah. Derrick Rose, kid from Chicago, got the first pick. He's like just admitting it, and everybody was laughing on Pat McAfee. I was just like, bro.
Yeah, but I do love the team that we're building right now. I do love the offseason that we've had. As long as Kyrie can be healthy, he had a whole year off. He's fully healthy now. He's been training Flag. He's been getting Flag's ball handling ready. D-Live hopefully can come back healthy. I really hope.
Dude, no, dude. That's your Joel Embiid, dude.
I know, but there's rumors that we're going to trade Gafford, and I'm like, why are we trading Gafford if Lively won't stay healthy?
So Khalil Ware Khalil Ware had a very intriguing season last year with the Miami Heat.
Mm-hmm.
So much so they were waiting for that for like a season and a half so that they could trade him. Because he's 7 feet, but he can jump out of the building, and he's a good defender.
Mm-hmm.
So he was involved in that Giannis deal, and we're going to see him in Milwaukee. Keep an eye on Khalil Ware this season. It's what Derek Lively should have been. Derek Lively has an NBA frame in a 7'1" body and can jump out of the building.
Yeah.
It's just not fair that the guy hasn't been healthy. So you say hopefully D-Live is back. I'm telling you right now, dude, don't.
I can hope, all right?
Just stick on the Flag train, rock it out. Kyrie's super fun to watch, but I'm a huge Derek Lively fan, just like anybody else. I want him to succeed. I know
there's talks we're gonna give him money at a low because he's already at a low market price, so just extend him and see what happens. But I mean, I'd be for it. And we also just signed Musa Sissi back as well. That was I like that signing as well. So
good defender as well. Yeah.
But, I mean, the West is still kind of. I mean, closing out the West. John Morant went to Portland for some reason.
Dude, I love it.
The Lakers are building the whitest team in the league.
Really? Who'd they pick up?
Walker Kessler is going to the Lakers, and
he's awfully white.
And we have AR and Luka. So
from the Jazz, Walker Kessler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is that what happened there?
Multiple first round picks and pick swaps for the Kessler
Oh,
trade.
knowledge by me. Knowledge.
Yeah, so they're building
I
like
know.
the Lakers are building like the lightest squad ever. It's great.
Unprotected first round picks, 2021, 2023, as well as
So
2 swaps. Oh man.
yeah, the only team here that is like not doing anything is Golden State, and I feel so bad for Curry. I feel so bad for
Sandra and
Curry.
Mama Kalashvili as well. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, I also feel bad for Curry, man.
They just
Curry,
re-signed Draymond. Whoa.
they gave him the money they were supposed to give LeBron. I think Curry was the
Yeah.
only person in that organization that wanted
Mm-hmm.
LeBron on that team.
There's rumors. I saw a rumor that he might get traded to the Spurs.
Who's that?
Curry. I heard that the Spurs reached out to Golden State for Curry, and they were going to give up like De'Aaron Fox, a couple firsts, and some other players. I don't know, but
I don't know where you heard that, but if that happened, that would be something, dude.
I saw it somewhere on Instagram, one of the those pages. But we'll see. We will see. But I mean, this was kind of one of the more chaotic NBA off seasons I think I've ever seen. At least now that I'm actually keeping up with it. But moving forward, because we're killing the time here. What's been going on with your Phillies, man?
I gotta remove the sweatshirt. I'm heating up.
What's been going on with your Phillies, man?
Oh, dude. The Marlins walked it off today. I actually
Again?
I have
already
the
walk. Oh, look at that.
I'm pretty sure they walked it off a couple hours ago. Phillies game.
I thought they walked it off earlier too, like yesterday as well. 1-0 or something.
They walked it off yesterday. They gave us 2 in the 8th today. Yeah, so we're sliding a little bit, okay? Bryce Harper forgot how to play baseball. We signed Trey Turner a couple
He's
years
like an
ago.
error machine, right?
And when he put on the jersey, he forgot how to play baseball too. Brandon Marsh was on one. He was like the only guy showing up. Alec Bohm, each season he's been on the Phillies, has been a top 10 ground into double play guy.
Ooh.
Where do I begin, Noah? I don't know. Like we're one of those rosters. It's like we spend as much money as the Dodgers and we play like the Mets. So
yeah,
it's super frustrating. We're on a skid right now after a terrible start and then a great June, and then now we're on another skid. Schwarber was roping the ball, slowed down a little bit, still hitting RBIs. I don't have an answer for you. It's inconsistency. The word for the Phillies is inconsistency. Yeah. The players that need to do well don't, and the guys that aren't doing well step up at random times.
Yeah, that sounds like the Rangers. I'm just kidding. Our bullpen. Yeah, we've been playing.
How's your pitching? Because sometimes the only bright spot is the pitching.
So we've been playing relatively well recently. We have won. Let me pull up this. You guys are 2 out of your last 10, by the way.
Yeah, we're skidding. We're skidding. Yeah, we're approaching 500. I think we were
3 above. I think right now. You're still in the wild card spot right now, though.
We were at 55 wins like 2 weeks ago, and I just looked, and I think you're right. I think we're at like 56, 57 now. Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
So going into the All-Star break, we were pretty much at 500. We're currently 2 games ahead of Houston, but we're currently losing to the Rays because now we have a really tough schedule going into this. So we'll see if we can hold on to our position there. But one of the biggest names on our team that have just been turning it around recently is Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson from last year to now is a completely different Jock Peterson. It is almost similar to the Jock Peterson that we saw in the San Francisco. He's currently 19 bombs on the year, 40 RBIs. He's batting like 260 right now, which is not terrible. Batting 253. So the real giant question mark has been our bullpen. I couldn't tell you how, besides Jacob Latz, how many people in our pen have blown games in like the 6th to 8th inning. And it's so sad.
Yeah,
it's so
similar
sad.
Problems to the Phillies. Yeah, you have a couple of really nice rotational starters, and then when they go out, it's just like kiss the game goodbye. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
If we're talking,
the Yankees are running into that problem too. The Yankees bullpen, that's another team that spent all that money.
Yeah.
And they're struggling right now.
Yeah.
Their bullpen is not good.
Like currently, our 5-pitch rotation, Leiter is still injured, so we're waiting for him to come back. So we've been going. DeGrom has a 3.6. Evaldi has a 4. Rocker has a 4. Mackenzie Gore has a 4.8. So like our main rotation is still, like, you could say solid, but it's really not. Like we have we have 2 pitchers with a winning record. And Evaldi's 10-8, and DeGrom's 7-6. That's not gonna get it done.
If you go with those names just based on name, like that's a very, very stacked
You would
starting
think,
five.
right?
Yeah.
It's
one of the best probably coming into this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like Rocker's 4-8, Gore is 6-8, especially after that trade. I don't know what we do with Gore after the trade we did for him.
Bro, who won that trade?
The Nats, dude. The Nats have like almost all those guys are in their top 25 in their farm system right now. No one's really like stood out. I've looked at it. They're all batting like 250, but like that's still solid. And I don't know. Eventually, one of them's gonna break out. I am excited for Latz though, because Jacob Latz has been disgusting. He's a 1.8 as a reliever. He's got 21 saves on the year, so he's 21 for 23 on saves. So I mean that's huge. But I don't know. It's just I can't tell. I can't tell with this team. I genuinely can't tell. Corey Seager.
You guys are in what looks like to be not like the best division. I think it's better than the Central.
It's
most
definitely
people.
helping us that we're in this division.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I think most everybody would agree that the Central probably on paper is the worst division. So you guys are better than the Central, but being first in the West is like, it's okay.
Yeah.
The A's, man, the A's fell off. I wanted
You had them high.
I wanted the A's to have a nice year this year. They had all those bats, but they just the whole moving that team has just not done well for them. They can never keep a rally going. I mean,
no, yeah,
they're also sliding right now as well.
But it seems like the National League is a lot more competitive than the American League, and I mean that we've seen that in recent years. You've put like the AL West or AL Central top guys in either of the NL divisions, and they're not even third place. So it's just lucky to be in, but I can never be fully confident on this Rangers team until either our pitching shows up, or it's really just our pitching, because I think our hitting is consistent enough to the point where we can win games. It's just, can our arms hold it down long enough for us?
One more thing I wanted to touch on with the MLB is just obviously Juan Soto and the Mets. Screw those guys, and they suck. All right, let's move on.
I mean, yeah, just looking at the division leaders after the All-Star break, Rays are in first, White Sox, Rangers, Braves, Brewers, Dodgers. So,
did you catch the home run derby? It was actually pretty good this year.
I did. It was actually really competitive. I know. It was actually really funny watching the Phillies, the Philly fans booing every time he hit a home run, and then cheering whenever that's just Philly, honestly. I mean, they're rooting for they're rooting for Schwarber. So, but hey, sometimes that the villain side steps out, and that's where the best players shine, is when the crowd's against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Jordan, not a lot of people. I'm telling you this right now. Not a lot of people knew Jordan Walker's name. I'm telling you that right now.
He made more money from winning the home run derby than his contract.
I mean, I was in group chats and people were texting like, "Who is this guy?" You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool that he was the one that won it. Because growing up, I mean, like, what do you remember? You remember Josh Hamilton. You remember Todd Frazier, right? You remember like the legendary derbies, but I feel like it's always fun to root for an underdog. Like always. I'm gonna remember that Jordan Walker one, not because it was in Philly, but because it was like, bro, like this guy was probably, nobody picked this guy, probably making the least amount of money out of the other guys in that competition, and yet it was roping the ball. So I definitely
nukes.
Bring that up, yeah.
But yeah, so moving on, last thing, we will probably do a TML episode, a deeper dive on this eventually once we get more in depth. But the NFL training camp has started for all 32 teams now, right?
I think pretty much everybody is underway
Yes.
at training camp. Yeah, we don't want to give away too much because we're gonna be back. Excuse me.
At least
shooting,
at some point.
Yeah, us two will be back shooting hopefully soon, hopefully next week for TML. I know that this week's kind of like
just getting started.
Yeah, you got the stuff coming out about like, okay, the first drills are underway. This guy looks good. This guy isn't playing, right? He's sitting out. Like, what do they call that? What do they call that?
Holding out.
When a guy not holding out. There is a special. It's like very NFL-ized. Like it's only used in the NFL. The term. Let me just look it up real quick.
I have no idea. But
anyway,
in outside of training camp news,
yeah,
Vita Vea has requested a trade out of the Buccaneers are screwed. Mike Evans is gone. Vita Vea is requesting a trade, and Baker Mayfield did not come to a contractual agreement before training camp starts, so he is no longer talking to the Buccaneers about re-signing with them. So
right.
they're I think they're screwed down the road, but we'll see how they handle it. Hold it. Where they show up, but they don't practice, so they don't lose money.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up? I'm not putting on the pads. How you guys doing? Yeah,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah. Holding in. That's what it is. Yeah, but that's interesting that Vita Vea. I think you're looking at a guy that is rooting for a team that recently made some big money moves with their defensive tackles. We got Fletcher Cox and Fletcher Cox Jr. side by side.
We'll see how that handles the rest of your defensive money, because I thought isn't your two corners also on contract, need contracts soon? So we'll see. But Howie will figure it out, right?
Howie Moneybags. Listen, there's something to be said about being a giant name like the Dallas Cowboys, but there's also something to be said about being a dynasty like the Chiefs were for 5 to 6 years, and like the Eagles are trying to be since 2018. You know what I mean? It's like the money's coming in other ways. Like these playoff runs, I don't know how they're giving these contracts to these guys, but we just got to trust that Howie is like doing it the right way.
Trust the method, right?
Yeah, seriously.
But speaking of the Chiefs, can we talk about how fast Patrick Mahomes recovered from his injury?
Something ain't right, man.
I mean, he's wearing a big knee brace on in training camp and stuff. Oh my God, I saw a video where his first rep in 11-on-11 was a pass over the middle. And you want to bet what happened? The receiver dropped it.
Oh, man, the curse is back. The curse of the Mahomes. It looked a little Mahomey.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, how about that guy? Yeah, how did we not bring that up?
How did we not bring up Romo?
I feel like usually we do a good job of talking just sports. I try and bring up things here and there, but usually we do a good job of talking just sports.
Did you see the footage of Romo being pulled over though?
If I may intervene, I haven't seen the footage yet. I've only read, so I don't know the full story. That's all I'm gonna say. I heard, oh no, pulled over, drunk driving, blah blah blah. But do you know exactly what happened to the guy?
They made him take just a sobriety test, and you know how Romo is. He's like has his own little personality, so it's really hard to tell if he actually was or not, or if that was just how he is. Because you know how he is on the mic. You know what I mean?
He sounds drunk in the booth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he's like there's a part where he's walking, right, and he's doing the steps, one foot or the other. And he's like, did I do a good job? And then the police officer's like, okay, turn around, walk the other way. And he's like, oh, I guess not. It's just like little things like that. And it's just, it's really funny. You're going to have to take a look at it. But
yeah, being an Eagles fan, when he played, I didn't like him. And when he decided to head to the announcer booth and he does the Mahomes glaze and he does the, I don't know, Jim. These things make me want to not like him. But in this situation, like I said, I didn't see the video. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I was just going based off of what I read online.
It's hard to tell. It honestly is.
I got to check that out, though. That sounds hilarious.
But with that being said, there's your summer so far recap from GameTime, you know, and hopefully Danica when we get back. So hopefully we can shoot 2 episodes, 1 episode of GameTime if there's enough stuff to talk about, and then TML for sure. TML will be happening, so we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will attempt to clip this down to make it somewhat reasonable for you guys. But have a great couple weeks, everybody. And you will be seeing us soon. Don't worry.
All right.